Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth. High noon is here, and this showdown is ready to roll on EA Sports College Football. It's the Auburn Tigers and the TCU Horned Frogs. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
I caught up with the Horned Frogs head coach before the game. They believe that their wide receiver is the best in the country. He has been so electric this season, nobody can stop him. They believe that he is so efficient in the red zone, top 5 in the country in receiving touchdowns, and he firmly belongs in the Heisman conversation to hear his name called in New York later this year. Back to you.
Okay, Holly. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. He'll bring it out. It's Herrera. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he's stopped. The snap wants to start the drive with a pass. Out wide left, it's Herrera. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and
the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Coming into the game, the defense talked about, man, they really wanted to get to this quarterback. Well, it didn't take long. 2 plays in, they get to him, and they get the sack.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He wants to go deep. Reels it in down the left side. Running wide open down the gut of the field. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, TCU. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And boy, did they finish with a huge play in the passing game, scoring from 85 yards out. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Bought a little time, lets it go. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
Really good job by the defense understanding the quarterback got outside the pocket. Now I got to understand where he's at. Now the middle of the field starts to come towards where he's scrambling. The other side of the field comes to the middle of the field. Great job by the defense understanding the quarterback was pressed outside the pocket.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
And And the defense sets the tone early in this football game. We're still in the first quarter, and this is looking like they're putting a complete game together. Offense scoring, defense scoring. Palmer, they're up 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, you got to give this coaching staff credit. They have their guys ready to go, and this is what you call firing on all cylinders early in a game.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Tackled and brought down at the 23-yard line, so not a whole lot of room on that return. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
2nd and long here. Out wide right, it's Turner. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
And frankly, if that's a completion, it's not going to make the end of season highlight reel, but in this game, it could lead to a highlight reel type play. The offensive coordinator may be setting something big up for later in the game.
Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. They'll go with Washington. Not gonna make it, and the 4th down gamble backfires.
It's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Fires left. Complete downfield. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Tough run here. It's Herrera. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, TCU! No midseason concentration lapse here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
He'll start the return inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So here comes the Auburn offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Turns up, it's Washington. Open space at the 25. Oh, a lot of space. He's across the 50 and out of bounds at the 49, and a great pickup on that one.
And this offense is going to need more of those, man. You've dug yourself a little bit of hole. Defense still giving up points on the last possession, man. You got to put it in overdrive. You need more big plays, more shots down the field. You got to continue to be aggressive.
Rush right in his face. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They could not have drawn up a better start than this, already up 21-0. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup.
I think there's a couple of schools of thought in how you run the football and how you throw the football. Like some people say, I run the football to set up the throw, right? To get people aggressive. But this offense kind of took it the other direction, right? They came out throwing the football, now softened them up. Now let's see if they can start to get that ground game going.
Finds enough room to get it up to the 44 before he's knocked out of bounds.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Fires to the wideout. With the catch, it's Johnson. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Brought down at the 28. A chunk play, 15 yards on that one and a first down. And the Horned Frogs are rolling down the field. Drops back on first down. Look out! And it's a sack.
This defense needed something to happen to create some momentum back to their side. They've built a deficit. QB's been very comfortable making plays. Exactly what you needed. Put some doubt in his head. Get to him. Hit him. Get physical. They get the sack on this play, and that's just what they needed.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. The Horned Frogs decide to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22. The Tigers are in the hurry-up.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. The fake wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes a connection. We've reached the break, and TCU is holding the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the second quarter. So first down here as they go back to work. They want to run it left here. Tackle behind the line, and he'll lose one on the play. The officials have stopped the clock as there is an injured Auburn Tiger on the field. That's the sophomore running back they're taking a look at, and Holly Rowe will let us know what's going on the sideline. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Motion from the wide receiver. Back to pass on second down. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Escapes the pressure going right. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Didn't have a lot of room to run after the pick, but he's done his job. They have it at the 44.
When you get that quarterback and he starts to leak outside the pocket like that and roll, you roll with him. Those linebackers are supposed to move and shift with him, start to take away the field towards the sideline, because think about it. He's not going to throw back across his body. The defense read it well, moved with the rollout, made the big play.
He's got it inside the 15. Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up 1st and goal. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Oh, pressure's coming. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! Getting set for the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a nonprofit, man, like a charity, giving the football away too much. Got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man. At this level of college football, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're sloppy and you put the football on the ground or you throw picks, you're going to find yourself behind on the scoreboard.
Auburn to the line in a hurry.
With you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
Fresh setter downs going to the air. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Misfired on 1st down, back to the air on 2nd. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Throws it back. Here comes the heat. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing. That's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Throws to the wideout. Finds his man. It's Strachan. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the 1st down.
And this offense just keeps putting it together, man. Like, they have not been stopped very often. Another play in the passing game. This defense, they've got to find something, and they've got to find it fast. Like, halftime is a little ways away. They got to make some adjustments right now.
Shoots it to the left. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
And guys, if I'm on offense, I am staying aggressive. I know you didn't connect there, but make sure you keep testing this defense, because even if you complete one of those throws, that could be the game.
He's got it. And the Horned Frogs will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. He's looking to pass. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Stepping to the right. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU! Fired in from the red zone for the score. That's the first score of the day for the nation's leader in receiving touchdowns. And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Wants to throw on 1st. Gets it to the back.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
2nd down, gonna throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Singleton. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Auburn lines up quickly. Fresh set of downs going up top. Under pressure. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Long way to go on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. Laterals it back. Oh, he's going to pass it. It's incomplete. Trying a little razzle-dazzle there, but it'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Hand it to the back. They get him stopped at the 32. A solid pickup, but it will bring up a 4th down and decision time. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off.
That is just a play you have got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. 4th down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
Timeout taken by TCU. It's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Snap on 1st down, wants to throw. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. Wants to pass. just gets rid of it to avoid the sack.
Well, this offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack, first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Unloads in the nick of time.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Making his first move. Slips through the line. Busts through behind his pad. He's going to get loose. He just about took that one to the house. They finally bring him down, but when you have a return like that, it pretty much eats up everything gained by the punt. And here's the chance to cut into that lead before halftime. 1st and goal. Quarterback keeps it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Touchdown, Auburn. Number 10 with the carry.
Lining up for the PAT. They get the extra point on the board, but they're still down 35-7. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Let's see what he can do with the return. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. The snap was to throw to start this drive. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They've got the 1st down, mark it at the 26 in the waning seconds of the half.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular, and I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the 2nd quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one...
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Looking for a big play. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. The Horned Frogs send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. Not a lot of room to make this catch. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Drops back on 1st down. Rushes on. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Corners are going to bail. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. We start with a look at UCLA taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks. And it's the Bruins with a real chance to make this a memorable season. A 7th straight victory following everything that happened last year would put the rest of the sport on notice. Here now a look at some other games of note, including a big upset inside the American Conference.
Nice play by the defense to jar that one loose.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Wants to go up top on second down. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not.
Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
Well, he was rolling to his right, and because of that, I don't know if it affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
The Horned Frogs offense takes the field ready to get going. So after that turnover, they can add to this already sizable lead with their first drive of this second half. Beautifully thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your look.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet at my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they've put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
Second down, gonna throw it. Taking a shot. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Well, the offense is in that fringe area. This is a place where a lot of coordinators like to take shots. They tried one there, just weren't able to come up with it.
Missed the connection on second, now looking at a third down. He's looking downfield to throw. He's not afraid to go deep. Pulls it in down the middle. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a pass from 40 yards out. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. That last drive ended with an interception, and this time it's paramount they take care of the ball. They'll flip it out to the back on the screen. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Fresh center downs going to the air. They're all over him. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Here comes the offense back onto the field. First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. He uncorks one deep. And he's got it inside the
And this is why I love sudden change situations. When you get a turnover, oftentimes coordinators like to take a shot right away. The defense is back out on the field. They're trying to communicate. Sometimes they're discombobulated. They're sleepwalking a little bit. And the offense takes advantage, taking a shot and coming up with an explosive play.
Wants to throw on first. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now the 7th sack of the game.
Second down to the air. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And finally, you're seeing some life from the defense. They've been struggling all game long up to this point, but back-to-back sacks on 2 consecutive plays, they're at least still trying to fight back in this game.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. He's got it way down the field. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Looking to the end zone, it's incomplete.
And that didn't look like it was the right read. You got to be smart as a quarterback, make the right decisions. And I know he's a go-to guy, and he's already had success on the day. But sometimes you can force it in when it's just not there. That was really good coverage. I know he's good, but be smart with the football and don't try to force it into closed windows.
He wants it all. Touchdown, TCU! Into the end zone for 6. His big game continues. 3 touchdowns in this one, and now 15 for the year. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and they closed the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Auburn's offense headed out to go on the attack. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Setting up the screen. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs going up top. Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had 0 rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
And again, finds nowhere to run. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage this time. They'll have to push the ball down the field here on 3rd and long. They'll run him again. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Left side is Sampson. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive with that one.
Man, they've been scoring a lot of points. When you've got the skill and you've got the speed outside at wide receiver, that's why. And here we are in the second half, and nothing's changing. If they can't cover us, we're going to keep taking shots, and that's what you got to do. This quarterback right now, he's in a beautiful rhythm. He's seeing the field. The game looks slow to him right now, and he's executing at an incredibly high level. And these receivers outside, man, they are winning each and every time.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Drops back on first down. Right down the middle. Got his man downfield. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Horned Frogs.
How about the day for this young fella? That's a 4-game stretch. Nope, 4 touchdowns in 1 game. He has been the focal point of this offense, and he has not disappointed.
And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they pay it off with a strike from 38 yards out.
Number 48, set to kick this one off.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Press center downs going to the air. Moving out to the right. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the grab along the sidelines, but it'll be a little short of the first down. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. So the final period starts with a second down play. The give on the counter. Got the first down. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. Second and 10, he'll throw again. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And how about this defense taking care of business? Keeping that guy under 200 yards is a heck of a day. Their offense has obviously done their job too, and this has been an...
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense has it. They're on the move. Takes it in. Touchdown, TCU. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. The scoop and score, what a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball, they wanted to do something with it, and they did. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game. One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
Going to try to get it himself. And the pass is incomplete here on third down, but there is a flag. Let's check it out. He just lost track of where he was on the field. Entire body past the line of scrimmage. Illegal forward pass, and they will back him up. Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Searching for space. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces a third down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. Third and short from the 45. Looking to throw for it. He lets one fly deep. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on third and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a fourth down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. When the defense got the stop, they could have used a few more of those earlier. Still a big deficit here late. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Man, what a really nice job by being disciplined by this defense. Like, understanding I'm trying to rush the passer, probably a passing situation type of a deal, but doing it with some discipline. They try to sneak the screen in. They were ready for it. Nice job by this defense.
Let's see what call they have on third and long from the 28. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. You cannot give up as many sacks as they have in this game and expect to win.
Punt is on its way. Cradles it at the 35. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. This is quickly turning into a celebration, Jesse, as they've taken control of this game.
And they should feel good about how they've played. They knew they had to come in here, protect home turf. They've gone out, they've run it well, they've thrown it well, David. Really, so much that this coaching staff can be happy about.
Yeah, and now it's about stat padding, right? Like you can just put up more numbers. You know this game's pretty good. Don't turn it over, don't make a mistake. But this game is well in hand.
Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now it's tough sledding on the ground.
That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here.